Welcome to Sports Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of athletic icons, and I'm your host, Howard Closewell. Today, we're going to embark on an extraordinary journey, one that will take us from the dusty trails of rural Alabama to the grand stages of international athletics, as we explore the life and times of Jesse Owens, a man whose name has become synonymous with track and field excellence, but whose story extends far beyond the realm of sports. As we delve into this biographical narrative, get ready to witness the transformation of a young boy from the Deep South into a global symbol of hope, perseverance, and athletic greatness. Born on September 12, 1913, in Oakville, Alabama, James Cleveland Owens, later known as Jesse, entered a world marked by racial segregation, economic hardship, and limited opportunities. The year was significant, for it was a time when the great migration of African Americans from the rural South to urban centers in the North was gaining momentum. This mass exodus would have a profound impact on Jesse's life, shaping his experiences and informing his future path. His early life was shaped by the harsh realities of rural poverty, with his family working as sharecroppers on a small farm. As I reflect on Jesse's early years, I am reminded of the words of Langston Hughes, the renowned poet and writer, who once said, "What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun?" For Jesse Owens, his dreams were not deferred. Instead, they were fueled by the determination to succeed, despite the obstacles that lay before him. As a young boy, Jesse's introduction to athletics came through his family's migration to Cleveland, Ohio, in search of better economic prospects. The move, sparked by the promise of industrial jobs and the chance at a better life, would prove pivotal in shaping Jesse's future. In Cleveland, he discovered his passion for running and jumping, encouraged by his coach, Charles Riley, at East Technical High School. It was here that Jesse began to hone his skills, setting multiple records in the 100-yard dash, 220-yard dash, and long jump events. The historical context of Jesse's early years is crucial in understanding the man he would become. The 1920s and 1930s were a time of great social change in America, with the Harlem Renaissance celebrating African American culture and the Civil Rights Movement gaining momentum. Yet, despite these advancements, racial tensions and discriminatory practices persisted, casting a long shadow over Jesse's formative years. As he navigated this complex landscape, Jesse's experiences would instill in him a deep sense of determination and a commitment to challenging the status quo. He was, in many ways, a product of his time, but also a trailblazer, paving the way for future generations of athletes. Jesse's family, particularly his father, Henry Owens, played a significant role in shaping his early life. A hard-working man who struggled to provide for his family, Henry instilled in Jesse a strong work ethic and a desire to succeed. These values, passed down from generation to generation, would serve as a foundation for Jesse's future success, both on and off the track. Jesse's mother, Emma Alexander Owens, was equally influential, teaching him the importance of education and personal responsibility. The values imparted by his parents would shape Jesse's character, informing his decisions and guiding him through the challenges that lay ahead. As Jesse Owens burst into his teenage years, his athletic prowess began to flourish under the astute guidance of Coach Charles Riley at East Technical High School in Cleveland, Ohio. It was during this formative period that he started to garner attention for his exceptional speed and agility, setting multiple records in the 100-yard dash, 220-yard dash, and long jump events. The echoes of his thunderous footsteps on the cinder track still lingered in the air as he left a trail of broken records in his wake. His impressive performances caught the eye of college scouts, who were eager to recruit the talented young athlete, and in 1933, Owens received a scholarship to attend Ohio State University, where he would go on to become one of the most decorated athletes in the school's storied history. As Owens's athletic career soared to new heights under the tutelage of Coach Larry Snyder at Ohio State, he began to develop a mental toughness that would serve him well in the face of intense competition and racial scrutiny. On June 17, 1935, at the Big Ten Conference Championships in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Owens achieved a remarkable feat, setting 3 world records and tying a fourth in a span of just 45 minutes. The crowd was electrified as he broke the world record in the 100-yard dash with a time of 9.4 seconds, the 220-yard dash with a time of 20.3 seconds, and the long jump with a leap of 26 feet, 8.25 inches. This incredible display of athleticism cemented Owens' status as one of the world's top track and field athletes, and his name became synonymous with speed, power, and determination. But what drove Owens to achieve such greatness? Was it merely a product of his physical gifts, or was there something more at play? As I reflect on his remarkable career, I am reminded of the words of the great poet, Ralph Waldo Emerson, who once said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." Owens's unwavering commitment to his craft, his unshakable confidence in the face of adversity, and his unrelenting passion for competition all contributed to his success. He was a man on a mission, driven by a fierce desire to prove himself, not just as an athlete, but as a human being. As Owens's fame grew, so did his impact on the sport. He became a symbol of hope and inspiration for African Americans during a time of great racial tension in the United States. His achievements on the track helped to challenge the prevailing stereotypes and prejudices of the era, paving the way for future generations of black athletes. The likes of Joe Louis, Jackie Robinson, and Muhammad Ali would later follow in Owens's footsteps, using their respective platforms to challenge social injustices and fight for equality. Owens's participation in the sport was not just about personal achievement, it was about something much larger than himself. It was about challenging the status quo, pushing boundaries, and inspiring a nation. Owens's journey to the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin, Germany, was a pivotal moment in his career. The Olympics were a highly politicized event, with Adolf Hitler and the Nazi regime seeking to use the Games as a platform to promote their ideology of Aryan supremacy. Owens' participation in the Olympics was seen as a direct challenge to this ideology, and his performances on the track would ultimately prove to be a powerful rebuke to the Nazi regime's racist beliefs. As he prepared to face off against some of the world's top athletes, including the German sprinter Karl Ludwig Long, Owens knew that he was not just competing for himself, but for his country, his people, and his principles. On August 3, 1936, Owens won his first gold medal at the Olympics, taking the top spot in the 100-meter dash with a time of 10.3 seconds. The crowd was on its feet as he crossed the finish line, his arms raised in triumph. He followed this up with another gold medal in the long jump on August 4, leaping 26 feet 5 inches to set a new Olympic record. Owens's most memorable performance came on August 5, when he won his third gold medal in the 200-meter dash, crossing the finish line in 20.27 seconds. As he stood atop the podium, listening to the American national anthem and receiving his gold medal, Owens was met with a mixture of applause and jeers from the German crowd. The tension was palpable, but Owens remained focused, his eyes fixed on the horizon, his spirit unbroken. Owens's fourth and final gold medal came on August 9, when he anchored the American 4x100-meter relay team to victory, setting a new world record in the process. This achievement marked the culmination of an incredible Olympic performance, one that would go down in history as one of the greatest of all time. As Owens later reflected on his experiences in Berlin, "I wanted no part of politics, but it seemed that everywhere I turned there were people telling me what I should do, how I should act, and what I should say." Despite the intense scrutiny and pressure he faced, Owens remained focused on his athletic pursuits, using his platform to challenge the racist ideologies of the time and inspire a generation of athletes and civil rights activists. As Jesse Owens returned to the United States after his historic performance at the 1936 Summer Olympics, he was met with a mixture of adoration and racism that would become a defining feature of his life. On the other hand, Owens faced significant challenges in his personal and professional life, struggling to find employment in a society where racial segregation and discrimination were deeply entrenched. I recall my own conversation with Owens, during which he shared with me the profound sense of disillusionment that followed his Olympic triumph. "Howard," he said, his voice laced with a mix of frustration and determination, "I thought that by winning those gold medals, I would be able to break down some of the barriers that had held me back for so long. But instead, I found myself facing even more obstacles, even more hatred and bigotry. It was a moment of stark realization, one that would shape Owens' perspective on the world and inform his future actions as a champion of civil rights." As Owens navigated this complex landscape, he persevered, using his platform to speak out against racism and advocate for civil rights. He became a powerful voice for change, inspiring countless young people with his story of determination and perseverance. I remember attending one of his speeches where he proclaimed, "The battles that count aren't the ones for gold medals." In the years that followed, Owens continued to work as an athlete and a speaker, inspiring generations with his unwavering commitment to excellence and his unshakable resolve in the face of adversity. He also became involved in various business ventures, including a dry cleaning company and a public relations firm, endeavors that reflected his entrepreneurial spirit and his desire to build a better life for himself and those around him. And then, in 1976, came the ultimate recognition. Owens was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Gerald Ford, the highest civilian honor in the United States. As I reflect on that moment, I am reminded of the profound significance of Owens's achievement. Owens's legacy extends far beyond his athletic achievements, serving as a beacon of hope and inspiration for all those who have faced discrimination, adversity, and hardship. As Owens grew older, he remained committed to his work as a civil rights advocate and a role model for young athletes. He continued to travel the world, speaking out against racism and promoting understanding and respect between different cultures. And yet, despite his many accomplishments, Owens's life was not without its challenges. In 1980, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, a devastating blow that would ultimately claim his life on March 31, 1980, at the age of 66. It was a tragic reminder of the fragility of human existence, a poignant testament to the enduring power of Owens' legacy. He was a true champion, not just on the track, but in the broader sense of the word. His story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of standing up for what is right, even in the face of adversity, and of the impact that one person can have on the world. Owens' impact on the world of sports is immeasurable. He inspired countless young athletes, including the likes of Muhammad Ali, Jackie Robinson, and Carl Lewis, to pursue their dreams and push beyond the boundaries of what was thought possible. His legacy can also be seen in the many civil rights activists who followed in his footsteps, using their platforms to speak out against racism and promote social justice. And so, as we move forward, let us remember Owens's words. The battles that count aren't the ones for gold medals. The struggles within yourself, the invisible, inevitable battles inside all of us, that's where it's at. Let us draw inspiration from his legacy and strive to make a positive impact on the world around us. That's all for today's Sports Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Howard Closewell reminding you to keep shooting for your goals.